Hello, scholars. It's my favorite time of the day. It's science time. Today we are going to begin our lesson talking about rocks. So yesterday we first learned that a geologist is a scientist that studies Earth and how the Earth moves and how it shifts and changes over time. And we also learned about the different types of geologists that there are around the world. Today we're going to take our focus as geologists and we're going to study rocks. We're first going to take a look at a brain pop video and then I'll talk a little bit more about your assignment for later in the day. So let's go ahead and get ready for our video.
Check it out! I just found something. It's a rock. I'm studying to be a geologist. A geologist is a scientist who studies rocks and land to learn about Earth. What are rocks? Earth's crust and part of its mantle are made of rock. Rocks can be as big as a mountain, or they can be as small as a grain of sand. Rocks are made of minerals. Well, this is a piece of granite. It's a rock made of different minerals, including quartz and mica. Some rocks are made of just one mineral, like silver or gold. How can we describe rocks? A property is a trait that tells you something about an object. Well, color is a property. Shale can be dark gray or black, but azurite is bright blue. Texture is another property. Texture describes the way an object feels. Some rocks have a rough texture, and they're really bumpy. Other rocks have a smooth texture. Luster describes how a rock or mineral reflects light. Some rocks are dull and don't reflect a lot of light. Other rocks are metallic and shiny. Right, Moby. Hardness is another property of rocks. Diamond is the hardest mineral, and talc is the softest. You can scratch it with your fingernail, and it can easily be ground up into a soft powder. How do we use rocks and minerals? I guess we use rocks and minerals in tons of different ways. Steel is a metal made from iron ore, which is a type of rock. Sidewalks are made of concrete, which is a mixture of different rocks and a mineral glue. Clay pottery, dishes, silverware, and glasses are all made from rocks and minerals. We even eat some kinds of minerals. Well, salt is made from minerals. Milk has calcium, which is a mineral that helps us grow strong bones. We also get minerals like iron and potassium from fruits, vegetables, and meat. We use rocks and minerals every day. Rocks rock, right, Moby?
Alrighty. So if you'd like to rewatch that video, you can go ahead and do that on your own. This is in Brain Pop Junior, like I said, and it is in the science section. Then you click land, then click rocks and minerals. And the reason we took a look at the rocks and minerals is because we need to first learn about those materials before we start studying more about how the earth is shifting and about the different ways that geologists study these materials to learn about Earth. So today you are going to be doing a rock scavenger hunt. All right, so here's your assignment. You can either print this out or sketch it on a notebook journal and take it out with you during a walk. But when you do go out for a walk, make sure you are wearing a mask and you're being safe and staying with your parents. And you are going to find rocks that match the descriptions listed below. And you're going to put a check next to the rocks you find. And you can even take those rocks home with you if they're small enough. Or you can just do a quick little sketch here in the box. So you're going to look for a smooth rock, a rock with 2 colors, a rock with 3 colors, a shiny rock, a bumpy rock, and a beautiful rock. Then at the bottom, you're going to talk about how are the rocks different from each other. Now I'm going to challenge you to use vocabulary words when you are describing the different properties. Remember, properties we learned are how you describe different materials. So for liquids, we talked about how a liquid could be viscous, how a liquid can be transparent. We can also use the properties for solid materials when describing a rock. So some of them are already used here, such as smooth, shiny, bumpy, beautiful. You want to still be descriptive when you are describing the rocks and drawing them out. And then be descriptive when you are talking about how rocks are different from each other. Now, the rocks that we find outside, they are not similar to a lot of different other minerals and other rocks that scientists find all over the world, because those type of rocks are found a little bit deeper in the grounds. But I went on a rock hunt myself, and I'm going to quickly share with you what your rocks might look like. So I went on my rock scavenger hunt, and I found some different types of rocks. Now notice when you first see the rocks, they kind of look very similar. They're gray, they kind of have like little bumps in them. I see a little bit of dark spots as well. It's really hard to see what the rock looks like, and it's hard to describe how they're different or how they are the same. So when you get smaller rocks and you take them home today, if you're able to, I want you to take them to the restroom or the sink, and you're actually going to wash the rocks. Because they're in the ground for so long, they do get covered with dust and other small materials and particles, which makes it hard to really evaluate what the rock looks like. So take the rocks home, wash them underneath the sink, and then be sure to wash your hands afterwards because rocks are dirty. And then I want you to compare them and see how they're different from each other. Now, I washed all of the rocks that I found, and it's quite amazing to see the difference when you take your rock that was dirty in the ground and after you wash it, and then take a look at how different they are. It went from this to being this clear. And now I can show you my different types of rocks that I found. So I have a smooth gray rock. And here I have like an orange brown rock, and it has kind of bumps all over it, and it's a little bit rough looking. Then a couple other ones, I also found a long rock. It's a little bit dirty or wet still because I just washed it. So this one is also long and it's smooth. And then I found a really small, thin one. It's still a little bit wet, but it's gray. As you can see, it's gray there. It's drying up. It's really flat. Whereas the other rocks I found they're a little bit bumpier. And then I found this cool looking rock after I washed it. It's almost like a brownish orange color, and there's some really dark spots, and then there's some indents in there as well. You can see here. So it's really amazing to see how many different types of rocks there are around the world. And like I said, when you first walk by a rock, it might look like this, just plain gray, a little bit dirty. But once you really wash off that dirt and that extra material on the top, you'll be amazed at all the different types of rocks we have all over the world. Now today, this was just a really quick introduction lesson to rocks and minerals, but tomorrow I'm super excited about the materials that we're going to take a look at. I'll quickly show them to you so that you can have a better idea of what type of materials and minerals and other type of rocks there are. So tomorrow we're going to be taking a look at cool rocks. So we're going to read this text all about these rocks. And in this book, tomorrow, we're going to learn a little bit about what Annie and Moby went over today. We're going to learn about where rocks form. And here we see planet Earth. She started to talk about Earth a little bit. And then she talked about the different types of rocks. There's 3 main different types of rocks around the world. And even the rocks that I pulled today, these rocks can fit into these 3 categories. So we're going to learn about the 3 different types of rocks. And then, that's not even the coolest part. The coolest part is we get to discover the amazing world of rocks, minerals, and gems. And we're actually going to take a look at different types of minerals and gems that were found around the world. And then we're going to do a little activity with these as well. And these are real gems and real minerals and real rocks that are found all around the world and in different types of jewelry and different types of furniture that we use. And this book will explain a little bit more about that. So today you're just going to go explore around your area, your neighborhood, maybe even just in your backyard, and try to look for these type of rocks. If you can't find any, that's totally okay. Just write, I wasn't able to find any. Or you can always take a look online with your parents' help and take a look at these different types of rocks. Now, you don't need to turn this in. This is just extra fun work for you to do, but please make sure that you are clicking the mark as done button on the top right corner so that your teacher knows that you viewed the science video and that you participated in the lesson today. All right, I'm super excited to explore rocks with you guys tomorrow. I'll see you then.